Hi all, good morning and thanks for joining. So in the last class, what we discussed about what are the different types of policies we can configure in any EDR tool or otherwise XDR tool. So there are two different types of policies we can configure. One is inbuilt, that is also called a default policies, that is also called base policies by each and every vendor or tool. So second one is based on the customization side, according to our requirement side. So how these malware category of the attacks can be blocked. So according to that one, we can go and we can do the customization also. So that is types of the policies configuration. But each and every vendor wise, these policies name it is different, but otherwise backend process it is same as it is. So that is the first thing we discussed. After that, we discussed about what is mean by assets or devices, and also what do you mean computer, and after that how we can go and we can create asset group or device group or computer group. So there is no need to create, basically automatically once the EDR agent is deployed, it will appear or it will discover based on the active directory integration and also based on the SNMP protocol integration. According to these two parameters, so automatically these devices, it will be identified or it will be discovered and it will appear under the so respect to computer tab or maybe assets tab or devices tab. After that we can go and we can do the so grouping of the similar type of the OS. So all Microsoft are belongs to one group, all Linux are belongs to one group, all MacBooks are one belongs to one group. Why? Because if we are grouping this one, updating of the agent it is easy for us, and also the second one is even creating the policies for easy for us. So that's why you have to create the so respect to device group or asset group or computer group otherwise. After that, we discussed about dashboard. So there are two different types of dashboards we can go and we can create. One is called default and second customized one. So according to once again, so our requirement side, we can go and we can create customized dashboard. These dashboards can be created in most of the cases implementation team. Very rare cases L3 team they will create. After that, once again reports also. So once again there are two different types of reports. One is called default reports and second is customized reports. Once again, those reports are divided into process oriented reports and also technical oriented reports. So when you say technical oriented reports, malware related, technical oriented reports related to endpoints or so maybe operating system wise or maybe user wise or application wise. So our sources of the malware wise. And the next one is our process oriented reports on the daily basis or weekly basis or monthly basis or quarterly basis or off yearly basis. And finally, so yearly basis or annual basis, we can go and we can create these reports and we can do the PPT PowerPoint presentation and we can submit to our customer client. So those are all reports oriented. So thereafter we discussed about couple of user roles. So for security side, for each and every security tool, we can go and we can define the user role, whether he is belongs to L1 level or L2 level or L3 level. Otherwise, we can also call it as a tier 1 or tier 2 or tier 3. So and grouping of those users into so one group we can call it as user group. So based on the what is the role we are defining, or based on the segregation of the duties, or based on the otherwise once again under the roles and responsibilities wise. So whether he's a tech lead or subject matter expert or point of contact or L3 or maybe L2 or maybe L1 or manager or director or CISO. So whoever has the access to these endpoint, whoever will fall under the endpoint security side, that on the EDR team. So for those people only we can go and we can give access to these EDR tools. So thereafter we discussed about exclusions or exceptions. Whenever any business needs or EDR agent is blocking or EDR tool is blocking, in that scenario, so how we can go and we can so rectify that issue. So based on the whether business important or security is important, so whether conflict of interest it will occur, so to validating that one and following the escalation matrix, and even whenever any disagreement in between security team and also business team it is happening, always make sure that so either ticket they have to update or maybe they have to send via email, not through our WhatsApp groups, not through our email chat. I mean, email is okay, fine. So, but verbal communication is not, we should not accept it. Only written communication we should accept it. Why? Because Whenever in future any issue will come because of the uninstall and reinstall the agent, or maybe even something is getting compromised because of the, so whatever exceptions we are doing or exclusions we are doing, so that one it will act as evidence for us. So those things we discussed in the yesterday class. Then there we stopped it. From there we can continue now. So next topic is EDR or antivirus or XDR integration side. So which integration here? SIEM tool integration. Tool to SIEM tool integration. So similar to like whatever we discussed on the vulnerability management, same as it is here also we can go and we can continue. So there are two ways we can go and we can do this one. First one is called syslog server method. So second one we can call API token method. So when syslog server method is applicable, it is applicable to either we are using hardware based EDR tool or XDR tool, or otherwise software. So we are going and we are purchasing the our EDR tool as a part of the software, and we are installing on top of either Windows machine or maybe Unix machine. So those scenarios we can go and we can use syslog server method. And when we can go and we can use API token method, we can go and we can use. So once we are using SaaS based tool, nothing but software as a service tool. So these two scenarios, first I will discuss about syslog server method, and API token method already explained under the vulnerability management tool. Hope you remember. But anyways, once again I'll explain. First one, we are going with the syslog server method in case our EDR tool or XDR tool or antivirus tool, whether we are using hardware based or else maybe software based tool, how we can go and we can use syslog server method. For this one, we have to log into the tool. So which tool we have to log into? We have to log into EDR tool or XDR tool otherwise. And after that, we have to go to settings tab. Go to settings tab. Then go to servers tab. So next one, we have to click on the syslog server option. Click on the syslog server option. Okay, so thereafter we can do below configuration. So what is that below configuration we can do? So first we have to provide SIEM tool name. So whatever tool we are using in our organization site, by coordinating with the SOC team, SIEM tool IP address. So next one, here we can provide either IP address or else we can provide host name also. Anything is fine. So then port number. One second, guys. Sorry, apologies. Yeah, next one is protocol. So next one is log format. So these are all the different types of options we have to configure. So SIEM tool name, for example, whatever tool we are using in our organization site, whether it is IBM QRadar or Splunk or Exabeam or Sentinel or Logarithm. Okay, so there are so many involved. So RSA or Securonics, there are so many tools are available. For example, we are integrating with IBM QRadar. So that is the SIEM tool name, and host name or computer name. So here host name or computer name, which one we have to give? We have to give SIEM tool host name or computer name. For example, we are giving 10.10.10.1. Either you can provide the IP address of the SIEM tool, otherwise you can provide the host name of the SIEM tool. So how the host name of the SIEM tool it looks like, sorry, it looks like example. So TCS IBM QRadar HOID.com. That means, so in Hyderabad location, TCS company SIEM tool they are using as a IBM QRadar. So that is the way they can give the naming convention. So that naming convention, we can also call it as management console, or otherwise we can call it as a host name. Otherwise we can call a system name or computer name. Otherwise we can also call fully qualified domain name. So either you can provide the host name, or otherwise you can provide the IP address of the SIEM tool. Port number. So what is the method we are using here now? Syslog server method. What is the syslog server port number? It's a 514. Entire question this one. What is syslog port number? It's a 514. Protocol. It will support for both TCP connections and also UDP connections. And log format. There are different types of log formats. So example, we can use syslog log format. We can use BST format. We can use HTML format. We can use XML format. Okay, then we can use CSV format and so on. So these are all the different types of log formats. So whatever our tool is supporting, whatever our EDR tool is supporting, that one we have to select. Otherwise, it's not required also. So this is the way. So how we can go and we can so define our configuration. After that, finally, what we have to do. So we have to click on the test connectivity or otherwise save. So click on the either save button or click on the test connectivity. So now whenever test connectivity you are clicking on or save you are clicking on, if the option is showing as successfully completed and it is showing like a green color, so nothing but automatically our EDR logs are, it is going to SIEM tool. But in case it is showing like a red color, but we should not use these I mean, color coded symbols, whether it's a green or yellow or maybe red kind of thing. But whenever you're explaining, you can explain about. So in case everything is configuration successfully configured, automatically all these EDR logs, it will go and it will appear under the SIEM tool. In case the configuration is failed, instead of the red color, you have to use, so test connection is failure. Okay, otherwise test configuration is not successfully completed. So that means somewhere issue it is existing. So from the SIEM tool to our EDR tool, maybe some of the connection issues. So maybe routing issues, or maybe traceability issues, or maybe network reachability issues. So now whenever these type of issues it will occur, what we have to do in between our EDR tool. Now what is the diagram here? So diagram here is, so this is our SIEM tool, so otherwise EDR tool. So take example Sophos. Sophos hardware based. So this one IBM QRadar. So now we are doing integration of the, okay, so our EDR tool logs to IBM QRadar SIEM tool. So this is what we are discussing now. What is the source here? Log source or data source. So what is the log source or data source? Where the logs are generating. Where the logs are generating here now? Logs are generating under our Sophos EDR tool. Now these logs we are integrating to our IBM QRadar tool. IBM QRadar is SIEM tool. So this is our SIEM tool. So what is the method we are using? Syslog. And what is the port number? 514. And what is the protocol it will use? It will use TCP and also it will use UDP. Okay, now we are sending the all malware category of the logs, and whoever is trying to log into the EDR tool, that may log in failure or log in success, or maybe whenever any end user is clicking on the phishing malware attachment, those malware related logs, and also even drive-by downloads. Something from the websites is downloading from malware category of the X logs. So that is a part of our websites or application related logs. Even our system oriented, performance oriented logs also. Those logs are also, it will go to our SIEM tool side. Now under the SIEM tool, we can go and we can create different types of malware correlation rules. So now here we will go and we'll create malware correlation rules for different types of the category of the attacks. So like a virus detected or worm detected or ransomware detected or botnet detected or mimikatz is detected, adware, spyware, logic bomb or rootkit, and so on. So based on the correlation rule or based on the condition or based on the algorithm, whatever we are defining. So according to this condition, automatically alert will be triggered on the SIEM tool side. So this is the way how the alert will be generated, all malware category of the attacks under the SIEM tool also. So maybe you can ask question now, why we have to integrate once again our EDR logs to SIEM tool? Already we do have the EDR tool. So we are using EDR tool to detect and to block and to quarantine, to protect and to detect and to monitor. So all malware category of the attacks. Then what is the necessity or need to integrate once again all these logs to SIEM tool? So it's like additional security control. And also every time we cannot go and we can ask always EDR tool. So SIM tool is like a centralized console. There we can go and we can verify firewall logs or proxy logs or email gateway logs or EDR logs. So there itself we can go and we can do everything instant investigation forensic analysis. So that is one of the reason. Second reason is obviously, so time consuming, it will be less as compared to if you are going and checking and doing the verification EDR firewall proxy. So all these verification it will take longer time. So to reduce that time consuming process, so everything we can go and we can verify under the SIM tool itself. So that is second reason. So third reason here, so our SIM tool, as I mentioned, it's a single console where we can go and we can take care. And additionally, SIM tool console, it will act as additional security control. That one we can call defense in depth layer of the approach control. Otherwise, we can say so layer approach control. Because of these reasons, even though we do have the firewall, we do have the proxy, we do have the EDR, vulnerability management, and the NADS and APS, to reduce the mean time to detection, mean time to identification, mean time to recovery, and mean time to respond, and also reduce the time consuming process. So all these logs we can go and we can integrate it to our SIM console, and so that we can reduce our instant response time. So that is the reason. So these logs we can have to integrate with our centralized console. That console we can call it a SIM console. So that SIM console, so it will take care of all these log analysis, log monitoring, log processing, security instant investigation forensic tool. So that's why you have to use so different types of the tools also. Okay. So this is one of the method. Now it's okay, fine. So once you are giving test connect, there are two options as a probability point of view. What are those two options here now? Option one. So successfully test is completed. Meaning here automatically whatever EDR logs are there, those EDR logs it will go to our IBM QRadar SIM tool. So there is no problem. Then what is option two as a probability? So test connection is failure. So meaning here logs are not going to SIM tool. Now, when the logs are not going to SIM tool, then how we can go and we can monitor all malware category of the attacks using our SIM console? It is not possible. Now we have to troubleshoot. If you want to troubleshoot this one, what we have to do? So we have to do the packet capture. So where we have to do the packet capture? In the firewall, not in our so EDR tool or not in our IBM QRadar tool. So we have to use for packet capture is so our firewall. So in the firewall side, we have to do the packet capture, that is called PCAP. After capturing, so what is the source here? Source is EDR tool. And what is destination here? Our SIM console. In between these two, we have to use the PCAP, packet capture, and we have to export that file. And after that, we have to import that one under the Wireshark. So which tool we can go and we can do the analyzing of the troubleshooting or fixing of the problem related to packet or network traffic analysis? Wireshark. So now once we are importing that PCAP file or packet capture file under the Wireshark, then we can go and we can do the analysis of the TCP IP layer. So TCP IP layer, it will provide, there are four different types of layers like application layer, transport layer, network or internet layer, and network interface layer. So in these four layers, we can go and we can verify where is the exact problem, whether it is on the application side or maybe in network or internet transport layer side or network interface layer side. So this is the way how we can do the packet capture. Once again, this topic I will go and I will discuss under the cybersecurity tool. Now, as a part of the EDR tool, what you should be aware of, how can we integrate? That's it. There is no need to the packet capture because this work is belongs to SOC, not our EDR team. So as a EDR guy, what you should be aware of, how can we integrate our EDR logs to SIM tool? That's it. But remaining everything can be taken care by our SOC team. Okay. So in-depth analysis, I am going to discuss under the cybersecurity under the SIM log integration methods. So that is our first method, that is called syslog server method. Now second one, API token method. This one already we discussed. So where we discussed this concept, we discussed under the vulnerability management tool. So we logged into the Nessus Essentials tool. Then we went to so profile account, and after that we clicked on the general settings. Then we generated the API access key and secret key. From there, whatever we copied the access key and secret key under the Nessus Essential, we have taken to SIEM tool. Under the SIEM tool, we have to choose our so our log source or data source as a vulnerability management tool, nothing but our Nessus tool. So thereafter, we can go and we can paste that. So our access key and secret key, then automatically our SIEM tool, it will pull the logs from the Nessus Essential. So that it will use pull mechanism. But here it is a push mechanism. What is syslog server method we are using? It's called push mechanism. Because we are not going and we are not doing anything on the SIEM tool side. Everything we are doing under the our so EDR tool itself. So this method is called a push method. So what is the API token method? We can call it, it's a pull method. So as I said, don't get confused. So in-depth analysis, I'm going to provide under the cybersecurity SIEM tool side. Once again, we are going to discuss about all these. So now if you want to do this one, what we have to do, log into tool. So which tool? EDR tool. Because we are integrating EDR logs to SIEM tool. Second one, go to general settings or administration settings and go to API token method. So thereafter we have to generate access key and secret key, generate access key and secret key for API call. So after that, it's not completed yet. We have to copy paste this one. So take the information of access key and secret key. Okay. After taking this one, now where we have to go? We have to go to the SIEM tool. Please go to SIEM tool. So thereafter, we have to select data source as our EDR tool. Example Sophos, and paste access key and secret key, and finally save the configuration. That's it. So now automatically what our SIEM tool will do, it will pull the logs from our EDR tool using API call, application programming interface call. Based on the access key and secret key and URL link of the access key, it will fetch the logs from our EDR tool. So that's why this method we can call it as push method. So the previous one is called, sorry, this one method is called pull method, and previous one we can call push method, because we are not doing any configuration on the SIEM tool side. But here we are doing the configuration on the EDR tool side, and also we are doing the configuration on the SIEM tool side also. So here fetching the logs from the EDR tool. So that is the reason this method we can call pull method. Okay. So this compulsory interview question if you are going for any SIEM tool vacancy. API token, it is one of the, so token, it can be used for session establishment. So API token can be used for the session establishment, and token will be generated. It looks like this is the way. It is similar to like our JW token. So JSON web-based token. Same way for application side. So if you want to establish any session, so our API call, it will generate one of the tokens. So that token we can call it API token. So for keys, nothing but here. So in between our source to destination, if the connection wants to establish, it will change and it will extend the communication. So those keys we can call it as like a public and private keys. So that is the difference between API key versus API token. Token is mainly for the session establishment, and within that session ideal it will be there. And so keys is mainly for the so exchanging of the communication in between the source and destination. So that is about how to integrate our EDR logs to SIEM tool. Okay. So next topic is here, severity of the EDR alerts. So there are there are 5 different types of alerts, or otherwise 4 different types of alerts. I think this one already I discussed. Anyways, we are going to discuss once again. So critical, high, and medium, low, and informational. It's not a mandatory compulsory these 5 levels it will be there, but in generic. So these 5 levels every vendor it will maintain. But when we went and when we discussed about our sophos, only there are 3 different severity levels, like a critical, high, medium. That's it. There is no low and there is no informational. So this is the way how the severity level it will change. But whatever tool you are keeping in your resume, you can remember those severity levels. But in generic, so there are 5 different severity levels for every security incident related to malware attack. It is happening, so it will generate that incident. So once we are going to our practical demo tool, there we can go and we can discuss about the tool oriented severity levels. So, but so far I'm giving like in generic one, 80 to 100 it is belongs to so critical, and 60 to 80 score it is belongs to so high, and 40 to 60 it is belongs to medium, 20 to 40 it is belongs to so low, and 0 to 20 it is belongs to informational. It is similar to like our CVSS score. Okay, so that is about severity of the EDR alerts. Now, whenever EDR is identifying the malware category of the attack, what EDR action it will be taken care? EDR tool actions. So there are 3 to 4 different actions can be done by our EDR tool. So first one is called allow. So it will allow the so activity. Okay, so second one we can call it as a clean. It will do the cleaning of the infection. So third one we can call it block. So it will block the activity because whatever user or maybe an external attacker is trying to do the malware category of the attacks based on the MITRE or MITRE attack framework, or based on the cyber collision process according to the signature based or machine learning capability, or otherwise the hash value method or sandboxing environment. So it will block that activity. So that is called block. And next one is quarantine. So quarantine meaning here it is also block. It will not spread the inspection. So at the time of the pandemic and corona, we discussed about, so we used one of the ward name is called quarantine zones. So quarantine zones we should not enter, otherwise, and also even people who ever got the disease of the corona, they should not roam, otherwise other people also get the infection. So same thing, a quarantine meaning it's like a blocking only, and it will keep one of the additional file in the database till the so it will do the verdict. It is stating that as a it's a completely malicious malware it is existing or not. So indirectly we can call it blocking. Okay, so these are all the different types of the actions can be done by our EDR tool whenever any source of the malware like drive-by downloads, or clicking on the phishing malware attachment, or maybe through copying of the files via our peripheral devices like pen drive or memory stick or external hard disk, all those devices side. So allowing meaning here everything is fine, there is no infection. But here once again we can go and we can do the prediction as a so true positive also. Our EDR agent is showing as inactive or unknown, or maybe there are 2 things here. We can use it this for allow for false positive, and we can use it for true positive also. So when we can use false positive and when we can use it for true positive. For example, if the file does not contain any infection, so that is like a false positive. Alert is triggered. Okay. So then when we can consider true positive, in case the file has infection, but unfortunately our EDR tool is not able to block or not able to do quarantine because our EDR agent is showing as a unknown or inactive or maybe sleeping or patch updates are not happening properly. So that is the reason allow is possible for the something is got compromised, even for the not compromised also. There is 2 ways we can use. So like false positive, it's a fake incident. True positive, really something got compromised. So in the false positive side, I will keep so not compromised anything, not compromised any end user system or any system. It's like a fake incident. Tool will give something it's happening. So true positive, something got compromised. So allow we can use for two purposes. So one is our tool suspect, I mean, our tool is so already identified and everything is blocked and there is no infection is existing. So that is like allow. And the second scenario, it's a true positive. Even second scenario also it will allow. Why it will allow? Because so there is no signature. So it's a first time activity or otherwise it is EDR isn't sleeping or inactive or unknown, or maybe security patch updates are not happening properly. So these scenarios, it will do the true positive as well. So whenever you are going for investigation side, so in the fraction of the minutes, like 1 minute or 2 minutes, how can you consider or how can you conclude that instant is a false positive and true positive based on the allow action? If it is a block and quarantine, directly we can go and we can say that it's a so our false positive. So there is no infection. But these two scenarios side, so cleaning and also even block cleaning and allowing side, we can suspect either it is false positive and true positive. Even once you are going to SIM tool side also, whenever any alert is triggered, you have to go and you have to check the EDR action, log source action, whether it is allow or whether it is a block or quarantine. By seeing this one, we can say whether it is a false positive incident, like a fake incident is generated by our SIM tool, or true positive incident. Okay. So here, most of the cases, false positive, and most of the cases, false positive. Okay, so that is about overall EDR tool actions. So allow, clean, block, or quarantine. Okay. Next one, IOC. What is this IOC? Indicator of compromise. This one already we discussed when we discussed about cybersecurity definitions. Indicators of compromise. So what your threat intelligence team or our EDR tool vendor regularly their R&D team. So when I say R&D team, their threat research and development team, they can go and they can verify what are the new attacks are happening related to malware category of the attack. So now what are the indicators of those attacks? What is the malicious IP address, malicious hash value, malicious URL link, or malicious domain name? So they can go and they can release those informations to us. Now, whenever we are getting those malicious IP address, malicious hash value, malicious domain, so or malicious URL link, we can go and we can buck proactively these information under our EDR tool. So this one we can call it as one side of proactive threat hunting. Okay. So getting these regular threat intelligence feeds related to indicators. What indicator? What is the indicator here? IP address is one of the indicator. Domain name is one of the indicator. URL link is one of the indicator. Hash value is one of the indicator. MAC address is one of the indicator. All these are indicators. Now, what each and every vendor or tool site, they have their own red team capability, offensive capability, penetration testing capability teams, R&D team otherwise. So they can go and they can see about whenever any new category of the attacks so are doing by an attacker on the daily basis. So for that one, what is the indicator of compromise? They will release so that we can go and we can block that one proactively before our system is going to get compromised in our organization. So this is indirectly, so threat intelligence feeds is a subset of threat hunting side. Okay, that is called indicator of compromise. So these indicators always they will keep in their database like a signature. So they will update. Who will update here? Vendor keep on, they will update their database. All these indicators. What is the malicious IP, malicious domain or malicious hash value, malicious URL link. For suppose, so malicious IP like today, one of the new attacker is trying to do the attack. And so after doing the R&D by these development companies related to EDR, so that IP address is 1.1.1. So they finally they give conclusion at say, so attacker IP address. So this one as a feed we will receive. That feed we can call threat intelligence feed, otherwise indicator of compromise related information. And also example, icar.org. It's one of the dangerous website related to domain name. So this one we can go and we can block it. So example, so this is domain name. So now URL. So third one is it is belongs hash value, combination of both characters and numbers for any file oriented. So ABCD 1234 EFGH I 12. Example is hash value of the file. Now these indicators we will get as a regular updates. Now once they are releasing and they are giving the feeds to us through email notification or maybe the tool itself. So now as a security analyst, we can go and we can block all these things proactively in our tool. IP address we can go and we can block in the our firewall. Domain name we can go out and we can block it either in the EDR tool or DNS server or firewall. So and the hash value we can go and we can block in the our EDR tool. If you are doing this one, so similar type of the attacks are happening in future. Automatically that signature it is available in our vendor database. So it will check that existing pattern and also it will check with the existing plugin ID or signature. Then it will do automatic blocking. Okay. So that is the way how these indicators are compromised. It will help us. IOCs it will act as a signatures for known category of the attacks. Every security tool vendor, in our scenario EDR tool vendor, will do R&D on daily basis. They will update their database and also they will inform to customer via email. If they are updating the database, there is no need to block manually in our tools. Automatically the signature is updating in so our tool itself. So either we can use vendor database as a tool, otherwise block manually respected tools. What are those respected tools like EDR? EDR. Why we can use ED for? EDR is either for block listing of hash value or IP address. Nowadays, our EDR tool is supporting for block listing of both hash value and also IP address. So next one is firewall. Can block domain name or most importantly IP address. So next one is DNS server or firewall. Yeah, so for blocking of domain name, even EDR also we can keep. So next one is so proxy, firewall, and our EDR tool, blocking of URL link. Okay, so these ways we can go and we can even I'll keep email gateway also. So these are all the indicator of compromise. If the known category of the text, as I mentioned, we no need to do manual way. Very rare cases we can go and we can do manual way. But vendor, so in our scenario, Sophos vendor or CrowdStrike vendor, they will update vendor database on the regular basis or daily basis. So they will release those signature and they will update the database. Whenever any known category of the text, it will happen. So these indicators, it will act as a database or signatures to us. And whenever similar type of attack is happening from these malicious IPs or malicious domains or malicious URL links or malicious hash value, because already this one is available on our Sophos or CrowdStrike vendor database, it will compare with the our existing database whether these information it is available in our database or not. If it is matching that, so IP address or domain name or hash value, automatically that one it will can be it can be blocked by our EDR tool. So this one indirectly, this one we can call it as signature based detection mechanism. When we discuss this concept, we discussed under the vulnerability management tool using plugin ID concept, same as it is here also. So that is about EDR tool action. And the next one is detection methods. Which detection method? Malware detection methods. It's very, very important. So first one is signature based. Just now we discussed already this one. So second one is called ML or AI. This one is called heuristic approach also. So third one, we can call it a sandboxing environment. So this is called dynamic analysis of the malware. So next one is hash value method. Next one is baseline method. So these are all the couple of methods will be taken care by our static file analysis also. It will fall under the one more method. But anyway, that one I'm keeping under the signature based itself. Okay. So this one I will keep static analysis of the fileware also. Static analysis of malware. So let's go and discuss about in-depth analysis of all these detection methods. So now we are discussing about EDR, and that too it will protect and detect and identify and also remediate or mitigate all malware category of the attacks, either through allow or quarantine or block or so clean. So now in each security tool, there are two methods are compulsory. If you know the answer or if you don't know the answer, with blind answer you can say. So signature based is one detection method. Second one is called ML and AA second detection method. So based on these two methods only, example DLP tool, it will block our data loss or data leak prevention mechanisms. Web application firewall, it will block based on signature and based on the machine learning and artificial intelligence capability. So to block about against vast top 10 category of the attacks. Okay. So next one is a proxy. So based on the signature based and based on the machine learning capability, it will block all URL related or application control or web control related category of the attacks. If it's email gateway based on the signature based or based on the machine learning capability. So either it will do so blocking of our flooding category of the attack. Otherwise, even it will do the spoofing category of the attacks like IDS, IPS. So now what I want to say in simple words, these two methods are common to each and every security tool. Okay, that may be applicable to our on-premise, that may be applicable to cloud environment also. Even Amazon WAF or Azure WAF or Azure Sentinel or maybe Azure DDoS protection or Amazon DDoS protection or GCP Chronicle, all those every security tool in simple in generic if I want to say. So these two methods are common. Okay. So let's go and discuss a one by one now. So first one signature based. So this is mainly for known category of the attacks. So this method we can use it for the known category of the attacks. So this detection method can be used to prevent and block or quarantine known category of the attacks. So each and every security vendor will maintain IOCs on regular basis whenever similar type of attacks are doing by an attacker, it will check with the symptoms. Otherwise, infection it will check with existing vendor database. In case if the signature it will match, automatically it will detect and block or quarantine. So that is called signature based. For example, whenever you'll get fever, so maybe you can use paracetamol or maybe Dolo 650. How you know this one? Because this one already experimentally, so these pharma based companies or medical companies, so they successfully tested in the quality control side and production environment side, and everything they validated, and finally they provided ISO 9000 certification stating that whenever you'll get the fever, you can go and you can use paracetamol, maybe Dolo 650. It's like signature now. You are maybe suffering with fever, then you can go and you can use whatever known medicine or medication it is there. Maybe you are getting running nose or maybe cough and cold, and so maybe you can go and you can use antibiotic or maybe citizen or maybe cold active and so on. How you know this one? Because all these pharma based companies are medical companies are product development related to pills or tablets, so they are testing in their testing environment and everything is ready, then only they are released to the public as a part of the quality control, and testing is completed successfully, so that public and customers they can go and they can use that medication or injection or maybe tablets or pills and so on. So this is the way what are symptoms you do have. So you can go and you can use this one. So this is the symptom you can go and you can use this one. So same as it is. Now you can compare that one with our signature based. Whenever any known category of the attacks, so it is happening, it will go and it will check with that pattern and it will block it automatically. So that's maybe otherwise I will give one more example also. Maybe you are a student and maybe in the school time or college time or maybe university time, so and so on, every person has one of the roll number. Whenever your turn and your roll number, these teachers they will call you, so you can go and you can respond back. So nothing but that's like a signature to you, that is your like identity. It is matching your name and also your roll number, then you will say either absent or present. That is like a signature to you. So same as this, whenever any known category of the attack, it will be happening or doing by an external attacker or maybe internal employee. So it will check with the existing database, similar to like whatever I said, the role registry. So our student name versus to roll number in our college days. So here also it will check with our signature ID versus to our attack, whatever it is there by doing by an attacker, maybe our internal employee. Finally, it will check and finally it will do blocking of that activity. So that type of attack we can call it as, or that type of detection we can call it as signature based detection. Okay. Second one, MLAI heuristic approach. So this for unknown category of the attacks. Our security tools based on the user action and activity, based on the asset action activity, application action activity, whenever any first time activity is happening, then automatically it will go and it will throw an alert stating that some of the external attacker or maybe internal employees trying to do some of the abnormal or malicious activity. Please be careful. So one of the notifications will come as email notifications to us. Once that alert is triggered in our security tool, as a security analyst, we can go and we can verify. So whether it is real impact is existing. So whether really impact is not existing, whether it is a false positive and true positive. So after doing investigation, we can conclude that. So that is called MLNDA. So here our SIEM tool or EDR tool or firewall or proxy, so it can understand. It's not like first time activity. Once you are deploying the tool itself, it will go and it will throw the errors. So based on the user action and based on the application action, based on the activity. For example, maybe you are watching daily thriller movies in the YouTube without your permission, without your control. automatically next time whenever you are opening the YouTube, so our YouTube, it will give advice or suggestion. You can go and it will automatically list our thriller movies. How that is possible? That is possible based on your activity. So regular basis, what are thriller movies you are watching on the YouTube side. So this is the way how this algorithm can be developed by using natural language programming by these machine learning team. So which programming language they'll use? NLP programming language. So according to this one, they can go and they can create algorithms. So that is the way our applications also, it will give the recommendations. For example, daily I'm watching the Hindu newspaper, so or the New York Times. So even I'm opening the couple of other websites also, it will show that advertisement as the Hindu newspaper or maybe the New York Times. So how that is possible? Based on my activity. So my applications are trying to understand. So this person is regularly watching this one. Maybe he needs this one also as a part of the to read and to understand what's going on as a part of the news across the worldwide. Same concept we can also implement in our security tools also. If are implementing this concept, what it will help us. So whenever any unknown category of the attacks, whenever unknown category of the attacks, meaning here it's like a first time activity. For example, tomorrow, one of the new ransomware category of the attack, it's happening like Akira 3.0. It's never happened in the past. It's never existing in the database. It's never there in our history. So new ransomware category of the attack, it's happening. So based on this, okay, ML and AI or heuristic approach. So it will go and it will check with the in the vendor database of our so EDR tool whether Akira ransomware 3.0 in the past whether it has happened, whether any instant response has taken care by our EDR analyst team, it is existing in our instant response lifecycle, or whether it is existing in our security instance, or whether it is existing in our database, or whether it is existing in our history. It can go and it can verify. In case it is not there, it will throw alert notifications stating that it is first time activity. It's never happened in the past. Now, as a security analyst, we can go and we can see. So Akira ransomware 3.0 respect instant investigation. So those places really this ML and AI, it is useful for us. Okay. So this one in the SIM tool side, we can call it as UBA, user entity behavioral analytics. In SIM tool side, we will not call it as a machine learning and artificial intelligence. We will call it UBA, user entity behavioral analytics. In SIM tool. Okay, otherwise note I will give. So this method can be used for unknown category of the attacks or new category of the attacks happening across the universe based on user action, based on user regular action, based on user regular action or activity, applications, regular actions or activity. So otherwise asset, server or database, all those asset, regular actions are active, everything. Security tool vendor will verify with existing database or history or past data or inventory in case it is not there in the past. In case it is not there in the past or it is a completely new activity, automatically security tool vendor will generate alert notification via email or via dashboard. So now once it is received as a user, nothing but L1 or L2 or L3, we can go and we can take care of investigation. If I want to explain this one in the our practical day-to-day life, I already given example of YouTube thriller movies, one of the example I given. So, or maybe regular, I'm watching okay couple of news from the New York items, the New York Times or the Hindu newspaper. In the similar, for example, daily you are accessing Instagram.com. Okay, it is the first time you act after installing our EDR tool. After installing our EDR tool or after installing our SIEM tool, Instagram you access first time. So now it will check whether in the past so and so user is accessed the Instagram or not. In case it is not accessed on the day one by so and so user, example take Mahesh in the day one, it will throw alert notification. It's a new activity. So now day two also once again Instagram.com so can be accessed by Mahesh. So day two. So once again alert notification it will come. So day three and so on. So this activity and what is the response we are taking from the existing now? Day one, what is the action we have taken? Once this one is received. So day three, day four, day five, day six, and so on. So alert. By this time, it will take approximate once the tool is implemented 6 weeks to 15 weeks to do the normalization, to do the overall stabilization part, not normalization, sorry. So overall stabilization part. It's not like, okay, in day one, we are deploying the SIEM tool or EDR tool. In the day two, it will work perfectly all right. No, not at all. It will take approximate 6 weeks, nothing but, so 35 days to, so 6 to 15 weeks, 105 days, nothing but in between 3 to 4 months. It will take overall stabilization and also machine can be understand what is the user action and activity and behavior and also asset activity behavior and action and also application activity behavior and action. So according to that one and also based on these existing our days also from these 30 to 90 days or 105 days. So according to that one also it will check and finally it will give the verdict as a part of instant response. Okay, if we are creating the playbooks according to this one, we can reduce the false positives. If you don't create, okay, so our playbooks part of the Python automation, then obviously we have to do the regular basis all the security instant investigation analysis side. So this is nothing but our ML and AI capability. So this concept, as I said, we can call it as node. This concept or detection method in SIEM tool can be called it as UBA, user entity behavior analytics. Entire question this one. Okay, so now why this method is really useful for us?
Sir,
This method, yeah, please.
by defaultly, both methods are implemented with the tool, or we
Yes,
have to
yes.
manually implement.
No, there is no need of manual effort. That's what I said. So product development of team of our SDLC, any firewall vendor or EDR tool vendor or DLP tool vendor or SIM tool vendor or web application firewall tool vendor, they will develop the product in such a way. These methods are default. It is their part of our so product development life cycle itself. Is it clear? There is no need of do any manual
Yeah, yes.
verification or validation, and we no need to configure anything. So this is the way how the detection method. But we can go and we can create policies. Policies we can go and we can create regular basis. But detection methods by default, product development team they will develop using the maybe Java programming language or C++ or embedded system and so on. Is it clear?
Okay.
Okay. So now this method, why it really helpful for us? maybe as I mentioned, already I given one of the example also. Tomorrow, one of the Akira 3.0 ransomware attack it's happening. So now this Akira ransomware hash value or malicious IP address, malicious domain or malicious indicator, it is not there in the existing database. It is not their pattern. It is not their behavior. It is not their activity. It's a new attack. Automatically, it will throw alert notification stating that. So this one, it is not there as a part of the existing capability, and also it is a new attack. It's trying to do by our attacker. Then it will come as notifications to us. Then according to our instant lifecycle management process, we can go and we can so take the appropriate actions. Okay, that is called ML and AI. So next method is sandboxing environment or dynamic analysis of the malware. So this is another detection method. So sandboxing environment meaning here, so every time we cannot wait for R&D team of the vendor, they can go and they can create to us as a IOC. So till that time, that alert will come to us. Now, how can you go and you can verify the malware execution part? For that one, you can go and you can create one of the testing environment in our organization side. So that testing environment, we can call it sandboxing environment. So you can take our EDR tool and integrate with the testing environment, and you can keep one of the laptop or MacBook and workstation and analyze all those malicious malware executions in the testing environment as parallelly by the time till the vendor is going to release the our indicator related to known from unknown to known. So that environment we can call this sandboxing environment. Otherwise, we can call dynamic analysis. It's not like a static. There is no signature. It is existing. So behavior is changing continuously. Pattern is changing continuously. So that environment we can call it a sandboxing environment. Where we have to create this one, we have to create in our environment, in our organization as a testing environment. We should not give access to other machines to this one. We have to do LAN segmentation. When it's a LAN segmentation, whatever testing environment we are creating, we have to make those machines are separated one, and we should not give the connections to those machines. We should not give the communication to those machines. Otherwise, in case we are doing the so observations and reverse engineering and malware analysis, and maybe whatever executable things we are doing as a part of the testing side, in case those machines are getting compromised, that infection will come through worm or through lateral movement to other systems also. So that's why we have to create this one as a part of the LAN segmentation. So that's why this environment also called as parallel environment. Okay. Executes suspected files, malicious code files, sorry, malicious code files in the testing environment as a sandboxing and verify the pattern, behavior, and also testing whether the systems are going to get compromised. By the way, how can you conclude that whether the system is going to get compromised? Based on the firewall logs. In case our victim IP2 command and control. What is mean command and control? Who will maintain the command and control? Attacker will maintain the as a remote control or virtual control or command and control or C2C control as per cyber kill chain process, as per MITRE or MITRE attack framework. So command control is nothing but here bot header or threat actor or so adversary. So our attacker or intruder or hacker. He will control our machine. So nothing but from our laptop or MacBook or workstation or desktop or servers or virtual machines or cloud instances or databases or applications. So is there any outbound communications are going from these victim machines to the command and control attacker IP address? Then we can conclude that machine is got compromised and it's keep on communicating to our attacker machine. Okay, so when you say it's a communicating, meaning a TCP three-way handshake is completed successfully, packet is allowed in between our victim IP to the respective attacker command and control attacker IP address. How can you verify that is really command and control attacker IP address? Just you can go and you can verify through virustotal.com or maybe through mxtool.com, ipabusdatabase.com or ipy.com or ipmexports.com. There's so many tools are available. So this is the way how we can go and we can conclude whether the system is got compromised or not. In this scenario also, from this testing machine also, once you are executing the suspected file in our testing environment, these logs you can integrate it to firewall. And you can see from this testing machine, is there any outbound communication is going to attacker command and control, and is controlling our testing machine. Then you can conclude it's a, so really malware is existing. So that is the way how we are creating parallel environment or isolated environment or testing environment to do the dynamic analysis of the malware or sandboxing environment to test all these really those files contain malware infection or not. Okay, so this is the way how we can verify really systems are getting compromised. Okay, I'm repeating once again. Whenever any alert is triggered, either it is a false positive or true positive, how can you conclude that even though it's a showing like it's a false positive, please go and verify from this victim IP to the our attacker IP address. So is there any outbound communications are going or not? Which logs we have to verify for this one? Most of the cases, firewall logs in the SIEM tool side. Okay. So in the EDR side, which one you can verify? In the alert notification itself, whatever the victim IP to the attacker IP. So is there any TCP three-way handshake? You can go and you can check in the events also. So successfully connection is established and TCP three-way handshake it's happening. Then system is got compromised. So this is really helpful for us as a sandboxing environment. Next one, hash value method. So note I'm giving, this is important guys. How can you conclude true positive or really system got compromised based on victim IP to C2C. What is C2C? Command and control. Attacker IP or communication between victim to attacker continuously exchanging the traffic as a outbound communication. And TCP three-way handshake also completing successfully. TCP three-way handshake is completing successfully without dropping packet. So then we can conclude that one is our, so system is got compromised true positive. So this is helpful for us in our SIEM tool also. So next one, hash value method. So hash value method is not a detection method. It's one type of, as I mentioned, indicator of compromise, signature based only. But anyways, I'm keeping the, separate method. Whenever any known category of the attack it's happening, as a part of the signature is matching. Now what we have to do, we have to take the hash value of the file and we have to block in the EDR tool. So in the practical, once we are going to the our demo tool, there I will explain. Okay. Once any system is got compromised, via malware take the hash value and block the hash value in EDR tool, so that in future from the same file, from the same hash value, attacker is trying to compromise, it will check with the database or indicator of hash value and automatically it will block it. That is called hash value method. So even though you are doing the investigation, so we have to block the hash value. For example, one of the HR machines got compromised by either ransomware or maybe malware or maybe virus or worm. After completing all the investigation, you can block IP address, you can do the reset the passwords, you can do the rerunning of the antivirus, and you can delete the file from the end user machine. And in case it's a logins category of the attack, you can delete the process ID or process name or software application. Thereafter, whatever hash value it is there, you can block that hash value also in our EDR tool. If you don't block hash value, once again, maybe chances are there and how the attacker is penetrating or exploiting or enumerating to our organization side. Already he got some checkpoints, is entered already successfully. Then next time also he will try to do entering into successfully second time also. If you don't block this hash value, the same file once again he is trying to do enumerate or exploit or so do the compromising of the system. Okay, that's why you have to block. So known indicator of the hash value. So finally, base value method or baseline method. So baseline method, we have to keep our CPU or RAM or bandwidth and all the utilizations part like a 70%. That is like a baseline or threshold. Whenever it is crossing above the threshold, so CPU or RAM or bandwidth or traffic, then automatically it has to trigger one of the alert notification. So why it is consuming too much of the bandwidth? Because attacker is injected the malware into the end user system, or maybe because so he's running so many applications. It's not necessary compulsory because of the attacker only. So system is got compromised and it is reaching more than 70% as a baseline or threshold. So sometimes even because of there are so many softwares or there are so many processes or applications it is running and it is consuming more bandwidth and more SDD or HDD or CPU and RAM, then obviously our system performance will be reduced. So one is for bandwidth utilization side and second one is for the something is getting common. We have to suspect. So this one, how interview point of they'll expect this one without any EDR tool, without any antivirus tool, without XDR tool, how can you do manual malware of investigation? So I'm repeating the question once again. Without EDR tool, without XDR tool, without antivirus tool, how can you do the manual malware investigation? We don't have any tool, guys. Then how can you do malware investigation? If the tool is there and alert is received to us, then we can go and we can do the investigation easily. But if the tool itself not there and there is no automation and everything through manual way, unless otherwise, if the end user is not giving any complaint to either help desk team or security team, we don't have any option. How we can go and we can do the assuming of so and so end user system is doing bandwidth relation, CPU utilization is reaching very high and is crossing baseline threshold. We are not sure, right? So which machine is going to so crossing the bandwidth or threshold or maybe so baseline method. So that is the reason. So whenever these type of things it will happen, so first your end user has to give the complaint. So after that we can go and we can check the process monitor and process explorer and task manager. So these are all the couple of tools we have to use. So thereafter one after the other, which file is consuming more bandwidth or more CPU or more RAM or more utilization part. So those things one after the other we can go and we can check in the our sandboxing environment, and finally we can say so because of the so and so malware execution only, so our system is got compromised. There is no infection, then there is no need to so That is not because of the security issue. It is because of the RAM or maybe CPU or maybe applications or processes, what it is running behind the our operating system side. So this is the way how we can do the verdict. Okay. After tool is deployed, automatically whenever, so this is not once again default process. There is no need to define anything. It's a, sorry, there is no manual process. It's a default process. Every secure tool vendor, they will go and they will implement part of the product development side. Okay. After tool is deployed, automatically secure tool vendor will perform, or otherwise it will form a baseline. Vendor will form a baseline, a threshold, whenever the threshold or baseline it is crossing, automatically alert will be triggered in the SIEM tool or in the EDR, in the security tool. In generic I'm giving. Okay, this is not 1 day job or 2 day job. It will observe like 1 month or maybe 15 days or maybe 2 months, and according to that one it will go and it will take the actions. So today we are deploying the EDR tool. That does not mean that tomorrow it will form the baseline. So maybe, so that end user is working on couple of 1 week, I mean couple of days in the night shift and couple of days in the day shift and couple of days in the afternoon shift. How the tool can be understand and how the tool can be form the baseline or threshold. Unless otherwise it will do the off peak hours and peak hours. What is off peak hours and peak hours? Peak hours, example in our day-to-day life, traffic when it will be more on I mean on the roads. So example maybe in between 8 to 10. Most of the people they will travel for their offices or schools or colleges and so on. So that time okay traffic will be very high. That is like a peak hours. Then when is the off peak hours? In between 11 to maybe up to 4 o'clock. So that's like a off peak hours. So remaining 1 second 4 to maybe up to 7 or 8 or 9, like a peak hours of the traffic. Same here also. So it will take peak traffic and off peak traffic in between. So these two, and finally it will make like a baseline or threshold. It is not like a manual process. It is like automated process. Okay. So that is the way how this tool development can be done by our product development teams for any security vendor side. So these are all the detection methods, and these detection methods, so these two are common to any security tool, as I said. So that may be applicable to DLP or file integrity monitoring or encryption, and also even it is applicable to firewall, proxy, network IDS, network IPS, web application firewall, SIEM tools. Almost all the security tool, these two detection methods are default. It is configured. Okay, so remaining is completely based on the so appropriate vendor and an appropriate solution wise. So once we are going to that solution and that vendor, we are going to discuss about so remaining. But by default, if you know the answer or if you don't know the answer, so how the secure tool it will do the detection of the alert notification. So give answer as a signature based detection and machine learning and artificial intelligence detection and based on the policies configured. So these three you can give the answer. Okay. So EDR tool is not completed theoretical part. So one more thing is difference between antivirus and EDR and XDR, that is pending topic. That one tomorrow morning I will explain. And the second one is couple of scenarios, practical scenario based. If you are going for dedicated to EDR vacancy, what type of questions we can expect? So that one I'm going to discuss in the tomorrow. Once that one is going to complete, then we are going to start about DLP. Okay. So maybe in this week itself, I'm planning to provide the EDR tool practical demo as well. Okay. Whenever you will get a free time, as I said, you can go to ticketing tool and you can go to, okay, so for EDR tool and you can practice this one by providing username and password. Hope everyone has this one access in the fourth batch. In the third batch, I can go and I can update by today. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, then thank you so much and see you. And tomorrow morning, I will take the class based on India time zone. So 7:30 a.m. IST.
Okay, sir. Sir, this video when you upload?
I will upload within 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, what is SOAR? I will explain once we are going to SIEM tool side. So what is SOAR? A security orchestration and automated response. So because if you are going and doing these responses in the manual way from the firewall side, and also our DNS server side, or EDR tool side, and also our proxy tool side or email gateway, it will take longer time. We have to assign the ticket to so and so team. We are not sure when they will go and they will pick their so tickets. So that's why it will take longer time. So once we are implementing security orchestration and automated response automatically, so it can go and it can block the IP address in the SOAR tool itself. So that may be IP address, or that may be domain name, that may be our URL link, or that may be our domain name, sorry, hash value also. So that replication will go to backend. So whatever these tools we are integrated part of the our SIEM tool side. So that entire process we can call SOAR. This one I will in-depth analysis I'm going to discuss under the cybersecurity SIEM tool side.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Is certification is mandatory, sir?
No, it's not a mandatory certificate. So it's completely up to the candidate has knowledge. Even I don't have the CSSP certificate. I do have CSM certificate and couple of other 10 certificates I do have. So, but at the time of the interview, you are able to convince, and whatever
Yes.
expectation do they have, that is sufficient.
Nowadays they asking, sir, any certification do you
No,
have like that? That's why I'm asking.
that's what I'm saying. If you have the basic certificates like certified ethical hacker, so it's better. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sir. CH, is it CH?
Yeah, CEH, that's right. Otherwise, CompTIA A plus, COMPTIA A plus.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, then see you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. IST. Thank you so much.